Welcome to the Live It Right podcast, hosted by John and Caitlin Lindsay. We're going to be talking all things health and wellness, from food, fitness, relationships. So if you want to live your best life and live it right, join us for this conversation.
So whether you're a health enthusiast, a busy professional, or someone looking to achieve a more fulfilling life, you're in the right place. Tune in, subscribe, and join our community as we explore the path to living it right.
Let's go. Welcome back to the Live It Right podcast, episode 32, first one of 2026. So we're talking 2026, our fitness goals.
Yeah, fitness.
So I actually, how many do you have?
I have 4.
4. Okay, I have 3. So you do one,
Okay.
I do one, and that'll work out well.
Okay.
So what's yours?
Cool.
What's the first one you want to talk about?
So I have like micro goals within these things, but obviously for those of you who may be late to the party, I'm a triathlete. So 3 of my 4 goals are in each of the modalities that make up a triathlon. So the first one is swim. And rather than, I don't have any like specific data-driven goals for swimming, but we're really honing in on my form. And the biggest thing that I want at the end of this year is to be confident and confident in open water.
Oh, cool.
And to just feel really strong. So I'm a strong individual.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things that we've noticed since I've started working with my coach is my strength is not translating to my stroke and my pull. Mm-hmm. So I'm wasting a bunch of energy.
Oh, okay.
So the biggest thing is to feel strong and confident in the water and not be like something that just constantly triggers me.
Yeah. So refine the skill in the pool,
yeah,
and then do way more open water swims than you have done in the past.
100%, which we have great access to them around here. It's just getting out there. So, that's number 1.
That's on you.
I know.
You just got to make it happen.
I know.
That is on you.
Yeah.
So,
what's your first one?
So my first one is, so I have 2 that are running based and 1 that's kind of movement based. So my first running one is I want to run a sub 20-minute 5K.
That's awesome.
And that one kind of came to me recently just because I've actually been enjoying, I used to, when we first moved here, the Brevard College is close by and any locals can use the track, what seems like whenever. Mm-hmm. And at first I would do it if it was kind of wet outside or like super cold, like the terrain on the trail was just going to be sketchy. I was like, fine, I'll do a road run. And I would find myself going over the track. Didn't really like it at first. Thought time was going by too slowly for me, basically. Mm-hmm. But the past couple times, maybe the past like 5 times that I've hit the track a little bit, I really liked it. And it's nice. I did a little bit of speed work the last couple months too. And I really liked that. And so I want to run a sub 20 minute, mostly because I ran cross country when I was in the 10th grade. So like 15 years old, and I remember never breaking 20 minutes. I got low 20. I don't remember my exact time, but like 20 minutes, 20 seconds, something like that. And so I think it would be fun just to be like, to beat my 15-year-old self. And that's, that just seems, when I was younger, mm-hmm, and even picking back up running early in 2025, a sub 25K seemed so unattainable. And my current best is 22 minutes and 55 seconds. And that's without training it really at all. That's more training for distance with a little bit of speed work. So I feel like that is a very attainable goal, mm-hmm, by the end of the year.
100%.
Yeah.
Although, who holds the record at the track? This girl.
You hold the time record? Or
No.
Legend?
I'm the local legend, meaning I've run the most laps around the track.
It's fun. I mean, it's
fun
when you have structured work you're doing.
Yeah.
When you're just running for distance,
no,
it goes by slow. But if like I'm in a couple days, or tomorrow, I think I have 3 5-minute efforts within a bigger run. And that's just fun to be on the track for those 5 minutes. Like, it's fun to push it.
Well, I'm a high school track. I
want to be able to beat you in a 5K. I'm worried because the last 5K we ran together, you smoked me. I don't remember what the time was, but
I ran a 21 something.
Yeah,
I think.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
so
I got to be able to beat my wife. So that was a sub goal of that goal, I guess.
Yeah. So number 2, we go from swim to bike. Most people may not understand this unless you bike, but My race pace effort this year was about 180 watts. I would really, really love to hit 200. So that's
wow.
basically
That's
riding at 200 watts of power, like effort, for 56 miles.
How close have you gotten to that in training?
I don't know how to answer that, I guess.
Like, have you done a 2 or 2.5 hour ride where you've gotten close to that?
I've never done race pace for that.
Assistant, okay.
Right. Yeah. But 180 was doable. I mean, at least hitting 190, at least hitting that middle ground. But 200 would be freaking sick.
Cool. Well, you'll probably do 2 races in 2026.
Planning
most
on it.
likely, right?
Yeah.
So 2 big opportunities.
Yeah. So that's, but just, and then overall, just, I guess, I mean, within that is just, I have like, again, micro goals of like transitions and mounting the bike and dismounting the bike faster, things like that.
Yeah.
But the big one to me is it's not a time. And for people that may not ride, the reason why I say like watts and not like a certain time is because every route, every race, the terrain is different. And if one has a lot more climbing, weather, all that. So you kind of have to take all of that into context. And I can't just say, I want to ride 56 miles in 2 hours and such and such. It's just not, like, that's not smart. So
watts are the true, this is how hard you worked, regardless of conditions, whatever.
Because like 180 watts could mean 23 miles an hour. It could mean 17 miles an hour. It can mean a lot of things. So that is a bit of a lofty goal. Just because it takes a long time to progress on the bike as far as increasing your threshold and all that kind of stuff. But
so even though a micro goal for you within that then, and this is something I need to work on the bike as well, is, a lot of these courses are fairly flattish, but there is some downhill. You'll have to get more comfortable biking fast downhill.
Yeah, my descending is awful.
Yeah.
After an accident as well as just...
Mine is too, by the way. The people around here are crazy descenders. We just haven't lived here long enough to get...
The crazy thing is, though, is like
legs,
we will crush some climbing. Like, it's not the pain and the effort. It's the lack of control when you descend that kind of scares me. And it's just, anyways. So the descending is definitely a goal.
That'll add some watts, though.
It certainly will. Yeah, it certainly will. So that's number 2 for me. What about you?
Cool. So my movement-based goal is, like, if anyone's followed me for a long time, I've extreme stretching, hand balancing, gymnastic strength related work. Like, that's always been a part of my journey, and I think it always will be. And so I have a skill-based goal for 2026, and it's a 1-arm handstand. And the goal by the end of the year is to consistently hit 5+ seconds on each hand. And
both.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if you were going to go maybe strong side.
No, you've got to train both.
That's true.
I'm a stickler about making sure both sides, regardless of the exercise, like, I always want both sides to be, whether it's mobility, strength, whatever. I'm a stickler to be like
ambidextrous.
Yeah.
And just to latch on to what he said, I know this is like second nature for him to think, but for those of you who have never done those harder things, the front splits, the middle splits, what are some of the hard ones? The one
back bridges, just a handstand months, in general. Like, if you're
months and months.
Yeah.
Like, this is not something that you get. This is like training 3 times a week, right?
Yep. And so my coach is G Money Movement. His real name's Garrett, but G Money Movement on Instagram. And so I just started working with him 2 weeks into that, and it's 3 days a week. It's roughly like a 25 to 30 minute session. I typically sneak in a little bit of mobility work too in between, so sometimes it goes a little longer. But I was dabbling in this in 2025 too, and I was using training from a coach years ago that I got because I had attempted the 1-arm handstand probably like 5 years ago, but I just kind of got bogged down with a lot of other training, and it slowly got pushed to the side. And it's been really eye-opening to just see how, like, I'm just doing my main working sets for that are one arm holds with the other hand on your fingertips, on the wall. It is a lot of accumulating volume to build strength and just awareness of your position. And it reminds me of training the basic handstand, which I like. It's just, hey, you put in the work, you're cognizant of your body line, you're going to build the strength and awareness. And I think I have a above average handstand, so I think getting to 5+ seconds on each hand is pretty attainable.
Yeah. But to give little add on with that, I asked him what he realistically thought. So to give you context of what the time it takes, he was like, oh, this will be like the end of 2026.
Yeah.
This is not like June. This is like probably close to the end of the year.
I'm fine with it being the end of 2026.
That's because
if it
you do
comes
it right.
sooner, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
But,
that's because you do it. You train it correctly.
Yes.
So that's number 2, right? Yep. So 3, swim, bike, run. So the run is the only one that I actually have like a more defined goal, and that is to get my half marathon. Now, mind you, this is half marathon after swimming and biking. I would like to average about 7:10, 7:12 pace.
Nice.
So you're looking at like hovering around like a 90-minute half marathon.
What did you run at Wilmington most
7:26.
What was the total time there?
Oh god.
35 or something.
Something like that.
Okay.
137 maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But I mean, it's that's a lot of time. But the reason I pushed that one was I was injured, have not been properly coached by someone since high school. I was more of a sprinter in high school. And seeing what my body was capable of, even the first time that I tested with Thomas, leads me to believe that the run might end up being like one of my weapons in the triathlon. Like, and that is the one that I would want it to be a weapon, because that's when people bonk.
Yeah. And you're mentally tough too.
Yeah.
So I mean, you saw it finishing that last Ironman, like you were just the last 200 yards. I probably saw you. I mean, you probably passed 4, 5, maybe 6 people.
Yeah, that's when you also
and
realized
you were clearly working hard as shit.
I was running 5:40 pace.
Yeah, but you were able to turn that on. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
But also at the same time, I'm hard on myself. And then I told myself, well, you should have kicked it up a notch 2 miles back.
Well, now you
So
know.
that's learning.
Yeah.
I mean, Thomas has told me, he was like, there are days when it's not that I didn't empty the tank. It was that I feel like I could have pushed it earlier instead of running 5:40 pace at the end. He was like, it's a lot of things. It's weather, it's your gut, it's so many different things that can factor into it. And he was like, some days, I mean, it's going to happen. Some days you're going to be literally sucking so much wind on that carpet that you know, so it's,
how'd you fuel? Yeah.
Fueling, all that stuff. So,
I feel like you need to do, and I think we've already talked about this, but do a half Ironman or 2, like a real one, that'll put you in a race and you'll push yourself hard in that half Ironman. But I feel like that'll give you...
I mean, a half marathon.
Half marathon, yeah.
I was like,
I'm
what?
sorry. A standalone half marathon. Yeah, do that. And ideally, you're going to run that faster than if you were at obviously a half Ironman after you've swam and biked. But I feel like for you psychologically, because I know you operate this way, if you're like, yeah, in that half marathon, I ran a 1:28 or something fast. You're like, I feel like in the moment when you're in your half Ironman, you'll be like, that'll give you a little mental juice to be like, I've done this before.
My body's capable.
Yeah, my body's capable of this. Like seeing it on paper, I know how you operate. You'll be like, all right, I'm capable of this. So that means I can do a little bit better too.
Yeah.
But you plan on doing that, right? Running
Yes.
a half
marathon.
As
far as signing up for running races right now, I'm 100% going to. We just haven't really talked through the logistics of it. I haven't picked certain ones out.
It's winter too, so.
It's winter. But also I do plan on doing some sprint tries, which are generally
5 to 10 Ks.
5 to 10. Yeah, it's kind of like an in between there, which will help with some speed work. Because you're looking at like maybe a half mile swim, like a 26 mile bike.
It's all gas.
It's all gas, literally. So that's my third one.
So my third one, going back to running, is to run a 100-mile race. And that's it. Just run a 100-mile race. Finish it, obviously, but also be proud of my finish. Finished 100K in 2025. I was proud I finished, but I could definitely tell I was under trained for it and could have been way more prepared. And that's something that just comes with time and proper training. So
Does prepared mean you feel like you could have gone, you weren't prepared from nutrition, from a pacing standpoint? What was it?
I thought nutrition was okay, especially talking to other people, how they felt. I think it was just, I need more bigger runs, more shitty runs where I feel like shit and I push through, doing more a 50K, a 50 miler, 100Ks. Like I said, after the 100K, like it was like talking to people during the race. Like I was by far the least experienced person I had talked to. And you could see, I could tell people were mentally stronger than me. And I think that mental strength is obviously you mentally push yourself, but also because you've been in that pain cave before, I think you can talk yourself into, yeah, this sucks, but it's not as bad as you think. I was kind of in a weird place where I was like, this sucks, and I don't know if I should push myself. Like I kind of putzed the last 20, 25 miles. So
And I think with you,
I think a more proper build,
Yeah.
which I'm planning on doing, will allow me to feel way better about accomplishing a 100-miler when I get there.
when I think being your spouse and watching from the other side, for those of you that don't know John very well, he is one of the most optimistic, positive people I've ever known in my entire life. Always sees the positive in the situation, can always pull the optimism and positivity out of every single situation. So I was actually curious and I never told you this, but I was curious of how you would be mentally because he has gone through stressful things. Of course, we all have, and he's been able to work, but like my body is literally broken down. I don't know how I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. You've been challenged mentally with mobility, but it's a whole different ballgame in the endurance world.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's like, I was curious of how, and like, I mean, that's going to take
it's great. It's harder than it looks. I'll tell you that. Like,
but I will tell you, like, even like, you're going to rise above on all of that too, because like, even watching some of the people around me, it was just like, there was a different type of demeanor of like, they were so, vocally negative and like talking about how awful they feel, like vocalizing all these things. And one thing we've always talked about is like, you don't vocalize, like it just brings everything, don't vocalize it. But I do think like you're going to end up being like a really strong endurance runner. You might not be the fastest, but you're going to cross the finish line in a much better mental state than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
What I watched was
I'm
crazy.
getting better at pacing, and I think it's like you're just making these runs longer and longer and longer. So it's as you get accustomed with a certain distance, like understanding pacing. And a big part of pacing is having the mental strength to just know what to do, whether that's push, pull back, whatever. So,
And that's not like me pacing 7-10 mile splits for 13.1 miles.
Yeah.
This is 100 miles. So I'm sure there's a point in time when the only thing keeping you moving forward is your brain and not even your leg. Like it's not even physical. It's all
college football podcast, just distractions.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
key. So I'm on a lottery and a wait list for 200 milers, and there's some other on my radar, but most likely I'd try to do one like late summer, early fall. And then I'm going to do a 50 miler, I know for a fact, in March, and then maybe some, if not actual races, definitely do some long, hard training runs. And yeah, it's going to be fun.
Oh, I'm excited.
All right, last one.
Last one. This is something that I have, told myself for years, but just like was not consistent, which consistency is my word for 2026. But lifting weights, like getting in the gym 3 times a week. Now that could mean Pilates strength, that could mean strength training, but I am going to do some sort of strength training, mobility work 3 times a week, no matter what. That could be 20 minutes. It could be 75 minutes.
Sometimes it needs to be 20 minutes.
It does. And that's where, for any triathletes, they understand when you have 3 different sports that you're training for, finding time takes commitment to do strength training, just because you're doing 3 different things. So 3 times a week, whether again,
Cool. I like that.
Yeah. So that is simple, cut and dry. No, no specifics there.
Yeah.
Just getting my butt strength training or mobility training 3 times a week.
I like that. Your word for 2026 is consistency. I need to get what should mine be?
So that consistency, that falls fitness, business, personal. That's like across the board. I just have a lot of things. I tend to commit and try things and not follow through. I will vocalize that. For you, I feel like
I think I need to think on it
I think you need to think on it. Maybe we can talk about that.
If anyone has any suggestions, I'd like to.
Because I can elaborate. Like I could probably do a whole podcast on just like what I've learned over the years of lack thereof as far as consistency. Yeah, I mean that's something we talk about.
It's good to call yourself out. I mean, it's.
Oh, I could tear myself to shreds on that subject. I think with you though is, I mean, it's 2 words. I don't know, everything that we've talked about, personal, business, whatever, I feel like, and this is so John, locked in. It's 2
I like
words,
locked in actually.
but just locked in is because everything that you've expressed to me is going to require, whether that's business related, is literally these goals.
I like locked in. I'm writing it down.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, I came up with it. Good. So locked in, that's 2 words, but whatever. We can be grammatically incorrect and make it 1.
I like that because I mean, I have the flexible schedule enough to where I take my training very seriously. I could take it more serious. But sometimes I'm like, I almost feel bad for getting to work out like 3+ hours a day sometimes. But
if you stay locked in on work, if you stay locked in on work.
Locked in across the board.
Because one thing I've learned, we'll leave it on this if you want to. One thing I've learned as an entrepreneur, and you've called me out on this before, is we have the time, we have the flexibility. Am I making the most of every minute that I have out of the day? Or am I wasting it? Because when you're self-employed, you don't have coworkers breathing down your throat. You don't have a boss asking you to do 10,000 things while you're doing something else.
Yeah.
We dictate our days. And if we really want to, if we're dedicated, we could work. You hear the 4-hour work day or whatever. I don't even know what that book or whatever it was, but like we could work 3 to 4 hours a day and train the rest of the time if we're efficient.
Yeah. Locked in across the board.
Locked in.
That's my phrase, locked in.
There we go. So we will come back. It is New Year's Eve that we're recording this. We will revisit this. Maybe I'll plop in some clips for today.
As I hit these goals, I'll definitely share them. I mean, probably on the podcast, definitely social media. So
to bring y'all along for the ride.
Yep.
Well, peace out.
We got some other episodes coming, but as always, please hit us up. I'm sure we'll do a mailbag at some point in the next like 4 or 5 episodes, but hit us up if you have any topics you'd like us to discuss. We are going to be more consistent on this podcast in 2026.
Yeah. And we're going to start. Yeah, I've got some good things coming your way. So cheers to 2025. And as we turn the page and start a new year. Yeah, peace to 2025.
Cheers to 2026. So thanks for listening. Cheers.